Witch bottles were first documented in the 17th century in Britain. Bellarmine jars were popular, a stone jar with a face on it. Later on, glass was to become popular, and so glass bottles and jars were used instead. People called cunning men and women were employed to counter and banish curses and otherwise protect their clients from witches at that time. One of these counter magics was the use of a witch bottle. The cunning man or woman would take the jar and instruct their cursed client to urinate into it. Then they were to add salt, nails, pins, and their own nail clippings and hair. The client's nails, hair and urine was to act as a decoy. The curse from the witch would go to the person's hair, nails and urine in the jar, rather than at its target. It was believed that the curse would then be trapped in the jar, along with the witch's essence, for it was believed a witch couldn't do magic on a person without leaving something of themselves bound up within that force. The bottle was then sealed with clay or wax and put on a fire. If the jar exploded, it said the witch would soon die. Anyone in the village who died shortly after this was performed would be suspected to have caused the curse. The jars could also be buried below the hearth as a protective measure against malignant witchcraft. Curses making their way to the jar instead of the person for which it was actually intended. Another form of decoy magic was to take the heart of an animal, stick pins into it, and hang it up inside the chimney. The idea being that it was the first piece of flesh the curse would encounter, and the curse would torment this flesh rather than the flesh of those within the home. Farm animals were also protected in this way. If one of the herd died and was thought to have been bewitched, the cunning man or woman may instruct their client that the heart be cut from the dead animal. The heart was to be stuck with nails and hung up for the curse to go there instead of infecting the rest of the herd. It was believed that magic of any sort had to enter the home through the home's entrances, windows, doors, chimneys, and so these were the places people would protect. It should be noted that some bottles and hearts found would have completely different purposes, which could range from anything to cursing to love spells. Not all would have been used as decoys, but some definitely were.